So Hail to the King pretty much blew. There was nothing. There were two things about it I liked: nice cutscenes and Bruce Campbell's voice. That was it. So, believe it or not, on the next generation of consoles, the Xbox, PlayStation, and even though the GameCube was in the generation, this game wasn't released on it. There was a sequel, sort of, to, and it was called Evil Dead: A Fistful of Boomstick, and that's the one we're looking at now. So everything that was wrong with the first game pretty much has been completely thrown out the window. There's no... It's a completely different genre. It's no longer a survival horror type. It's all action all the time. Sort of. I'll get to that later, but it's mostly an action game. The survival horror is not really there. So, the game picks up and you're Ash, of course, and you're in a bar. There's a disturbance outside. Walks outside, and what do you think's happening? Yeah, the world's getting overrun by deadites. And he's the only guy that can fix it. So, he's pretty much taken it upon himself to rid the world again of these deadites. And that's pretty much the story. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe this game might happen either after Army of Darkness or after Evil Dead 2, but I think it happens after Army of Darkness and does include it in the story. So this would, I guess, be the fourth, maybe? I'm not really sure. But whatever. So this is the first level here. You're in downtown Dearborn, Michigan, which is awesome because I'm from Michigan, and it's always nice to see that. And so is Bruce Campbell. The whole Evil Dead group is from Michigan, so it's pretty cool to see. I believe he was born in Michigan, but I'm not 100% sure. So that's what that's about. So you're in Dearborn for the entire game, actually. It's just interesting because it changes time. You don't change place, you just change time. You're always in Dearborn, but it's in different time periods. So basically, you're just going around and completing missions. You know, you'll get these different missions all the time, and it sort of reminds me, even though it's not really even close to this, of Borderlands, because you get sort of these missions. After you complete missions, you get another one. It's kind of like that in a way. It's not RPG whatsoever, but that did remind me of Borderlands a little bit like that. So anyway, so yeah, you're just completing missions, and that's pretty much the game. So you start off in downtown Dearborn, like I said, and then once you complete a level, you will have to enter a time vortex, and it'll take you to Dearborn, Michigan, in different places in time. There's one that's Civil War. There's one that's like the 1800s. Well, excuse me. The Civil War one is the 1800s. There's a colonial one. And then the very last level is the post-apocalyptic type. It's called Evil Dearborn, and it happens pretty much... It's like the end of the world, like everything's destroyed and everything like that. So it's got some pretty varying levels. Now the problem is that even though they are all different forms of Dearborn, they are all still Dearborn, so they're all fairly similar. In fact, two levels basically are the exact same, just with different different look. So it's not all different, but you know, it's different enough, I think. And so that offers you a change of pace, and you're not just playing the same crap over and over. And you do different missions in each world. It's not all the same. Some missions are repeated, but you know, overall they're different. So pretty much it sounds like this whole time I've been pretty much praising the game, but it's not all good. There is some bad stuff about it. First and foremost, the graphics are decent. That's probably as good as I can say. They're decent, and I'm not just saying that now, like looking at a game like, you know, Halo Reach or something, you know, wow, that game looks great, and then coming to this, it's like, well, this is a piece of garbage. For the time even, I would say that they're a little subpar. They're not terrible by any stretch, but they're nothing to, you know, completely, they don't distract at all, which is nice, but they're not anything that you're going to look at in awe. Another thing that seemed to happen to me a lot is I was always low on health. The game isn't too generous with health. There's these black health packs that you can pick up now and then, and there are sometimes Deadites will drop little health packets, but they don't do too much. The black boxes will only do 2 bars, and the little health packets that the Deadite drop only do like a quarter or a half a bar. So it seems like I'm always running out of health. And when you get swarmed by Deadites, which happens frequently, that's another thing. And sometimes you get swarmed by Deadites, and if they're always hitting you, it's hard to take them all out. So you do get hurt a lot. You have to, but it offers a little strategy because you have to do a nice mix between, your shotgun, chainsaw, different weapon, that weapon, and everything like that. So so it does get a little overwhelming at times. Another gripe, somewhat, is I forgot what I was going to say. I completely forgot what I was going to say, so I guess I'll just skip it. But one thing is, the saving in this game is not an autosave. It is, you have to pick up these little save tokens, and you use them anytime you want to save, which sounds like a good idea, and it is a pretty good idea, because they're abundant, and you can pretty much save whatever you want, and not have to worry about running out. But if you forget to save, oh man, it sucks, because you have to go back, and usually you don't save too often, and you have to go back a while, and it sucks. Oh, I remember what I was going to say earlier. Another thing that bothered me was that a lot of the time, even though this is an action game, you tend to be always trying to figure out puzzles. And, some of them aren't very straightforward, and they can get tough to figure out. So it seems sometimes you're just wandering around for an hour, not quite knowing what to do. So that's sort of irritating at times, but it does sort of add to the length of the game so much. The game isn't very short either. It's actually longer than I expected it to be. There's about 5 levels, 6 levels maybe, and they each take roughly over an hour, so 2 hours maybe. That's 12 hours right there. This game is not short. It's a lot packed into this game, and there's also some cool weapon upgrades. You can get different arm attachments, not just the chainsaw. You can get a Gatling gun, which is awesome, and you can get a flamethrower. A flamethrower was okay. I don't use it too often. The Gatling gun's pretty awesome though. But basically, I just stick to the standard boomstick and chainsaw combo. That seems to be my favorite, and it works pretty well. It works around with the game. So yeah, there's a lot in this game. Again, the campaign, the single player, 12 hours, 10 hours maybe a little less. Depends on how quickly you finish or how quickly you play. And there's also an arcade game. Once you complete a level in the campaign, there's different arcade missions that you can do with it. And it just adds to the game and a little bit of replayability. So overall, Evil Dead: A Fistful of Boomstick is a big thumbs up for me. It's a huge, awesome Evil Dead tribute. You got Bruce Campbell back doing the voice. Everything that we wanted from the first game that didn't happen is in this game. And it works awesome. Now, I'm still not 100% done with this game, but I gotta tell you, I'm impressed with this game. It is just a load of fun. So do yourself a favor and pick up Evil Dead: A Fistful of Boomstick on the Xbox or PS2. I believe it's on the PC, but this is the Xbox version we're looking at. And I don't think you'll be sorry. Okay, so that's it for this one, and we have one more game we're going to take a look at, and then a little treat for you guys. Hopefully you'll like it. And so anyway, I'll see you tomorrow with another review. And until then, take care.